Hi, in this video I'm going to go over what fees you should charge. But before we look at what fees you should charge, let's think about some of the considerations you have to take into account. Obviously, we want to know what the plan assets are. Most advisors' compensation is based on a percentage of assets. If you know what the assets are, there's going to be a range of fees that the market will bear. You also want to look at the number of participants. The more participants you have, obviously the more work there's going to be in the plan, maybe the more phone calls you'll get. So you obviously want to take that into consideration. The number of locations. If you've got a company that has only one location, 10 employees, that's not going to be as hard to deal with as a company that has 10 locations, one employee at each location. They want you to go each location to enroll the employee. So you're going to want to build that into your pricing model. And obviously you want to look at what services you're providing. If you're outstanding service, maybe you can get higher quality if you're meeting with them more consistently. If you're going on location more often, you can potentially charge a higher price. So let's look at the ranges of compensation. On a less than $1 million plan, if this is a startup, you're probably looking at somewhere between 70 and 80 basis points. Some advisors do charge up to 1%, but they may already have a relationship with that client. Most advisors I see on a startup to 1 million is right around that 80 basis point mark. Once you get to $1 million, or even if you're taking over $1 million plan, you want the cost of compensation to be somewhere around 50 basis points, half of 1%. If you've had a plan for a while, you start off maybe at 300,000, 200,000, or even a startup, it's grown to $1 million. At that point, you may want to think about lowering your compensation at some point. Usually, that $750,000 mark to the $1 million mark is where plans start getting on other advisors' radar. They start trying to pick off your plans, so you want to make sure that you're in line with market rates are, so that $1 to $2 million is somewhere around the 50 basis point mark. The 2 to 5 million, once you get over about $2 million, it starts becoming more and more competitive. That's why I think if you're starting out, or even in general to target the 2 million and under plans, even the $500,000 plans, if they've got a number of participants in there, those are definitely worth prospecting. Say you have a CPA firm or something like that, maybe they just started a plan, or they've grown so fast they want to put in a 401k plan, but they haven't had one previously. They're going to have higher earning potentials. They're going to put more money into the plan. You might price that one even at what you would a $1 million plan. $2 to $5 million plan, somewhere in the range of 20 to 30 basis points, and even on top of $5 million, maybe you're going to do somewhere around the 15 basis point. This is obviously going to be depending on what the market can bear. You're probably going to get a little bit higher rate if you've had the plan for a while. You might not have to discount it quite as much, but if they ever go into an RFP is request for proposal. If you ever get into one of those situations and the company's looking at several different advisors to take over the plan, this is going to be in general probably somewhere where most of the compensation is going to come in for specifically the advisor's compensation.